You know what's frustrating? Being smart, but still falling behind. You ace the tests when you actually study, you understand concepts faster than most people, teachers tell you you've got potential, but your grades, they're average, maybe even failing. Your assignments, late, incomplete, or never turned in at all. And deep down, you know you're capable of so much more, but something's holding you back. If that sounds like you, you're not alone. And today, we're going to talk about the real reason this happens and how to fix it before it's actually too late. Here's the thing most people don't get. Being smart doesn't guarantee success. In fact, sometimes being smart is exactly what sabotages you. Because when things come easy early on, you never build the systems, the habits, the discipline that everyone else is forced to develop. You coast, you procrastinate, you wait until the last minute because, well, you've always been able to pull it off before. Until one day, you can't. And suddenly, you're watching people who aren't as naturally smart as you pass you by. Not because they're smarter, but because they learned how to work, and you didn't. So let's fix that right now. Let me tell you something nobody talks about. Intelligence can be a trap. When you're labeled the smart kid early on, something happens in your brain. You start tying your self-worth to being smart, not to working hard, not to improving, just being smart. And that creates a massive problem. Because the moment something gets hard, the moment you struggle, it feels like a threat. It's not just, this is difficult, it's, maybe I'm not actually smart. So what do? You avoid it. You procrastinate. You make excuses. You distract yourself. Not because you're lazy, but because deep down, failing feels like proof that you're not who you thought you were. And that's terrifying. Here's the truth though. Everyone struggles. Everyone hits walls. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't isn't intelligence. It's how they respond when things get hard. The students who pass you aren't smarter. They're just willing to look stupid for a little while. They're willing to struggle, to ask questions, to fail and try again. You're protecting your ego, and it's killing your progress. So here's the first fix, and it's simple, but it's going to feel uncomfortable. Stop identifying as smart. Start identifying as someone who's learning. Because smart is fixed. Learning is growth. Smart makes you fragile. Learning makes you unstoppable. When you stop needing to be right all the time, when you stop needing to look like the smartest person in the room, that's when you actually start getting better. That's when the real progress begins. All right, let's talk about procrastination, because I know what you're thinking. Yeah, I procrastinate, so what? Everyone does. But here's what's actually happening. You're not procrastinating because you're lazy, you're procrastinating because you're overwhelmed. Think about it. You've got an assignment due, you know it's important, you know you should start, but every time you think about it, your brain floods with anxiety. Where do I even start? What if I mess it up? What if it takes longer than I think? What if I don't understand it? So instead of dealing with that feeling, you avoid it. You scroll, you watch videos, you tell yourself you'll start later, and then later becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week, and next week becomes the night before it's due. Sound familiar? Here's the thing though, procrastination isn't the problem, it's a symptom. The real problem, you don't have a system. You're relying on motivation, on willpower, on feeling like it. And that's never going to work because motivation is inconsistent, willpower runs out, and you're never going to feel like doing hard things. So what's the fix? You need to make starting so easy that you can't say no. Here's what I mean. Instead of saying, I need to write this entire essay tonight, say, I'm going to write one paragraph, just one. Instead of, I need to study for 3 hours, say, I'm going to review my notes for 10 minutes. One paragraph, 10 minutes. That's it. Because here's the secret. Starting is the hardest part. Once you start, momentum kicks in, your brain shifts gears, and suddenly that impossible task doesn't feel so bad. You don't need to do everything, you just need to do something, and something is always better than nothing. So try this tonight. Pick one thing you've been avoiding and commit to doing it for just 5 minutes. Not the whole thing, not perfection, just 5 minutes. I promise you, once you start, you'll keep going. Let's be honest, you've been winging it for a long time, haven't you? No study schedule, no plan, no real strategy. You just show up, hope you remember enough, hope it works out. And for a while, it did. Because early on, school is easy enough that natural intelligence carries you. But here's the problem. The higher you go, the harder it gets, and eventually winging it stops working. You hit a wall, and you have no idea how to climb it. Because you never learned how to study, you never learned how to plan, you never built the foundation. So now you're stuck, and it feels like everyone else knows something you don't. But here's the good news. You can fix this right now. You just need a system, a real one, and it doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler the better. Here's what works. Step 1, time block your day. Don't just find time to study, schedule it. Treat it like an appointment you can't miss. Even if it's just 30 minutes, put it in your calendar and protect that time like your life depends on it. Step 2, break big tasks into tiny steps. Don't write finish essay on your to-do list. That's too vague, too overwhelming. Write outline introduction, find 3 sources, write thesis statement. Small, clear, doable steps. That's how you make progress. Step 3, focus on one thing at a time. Close the tabs, put your phone in another room, eliminate distractions. You can't do deep work if you're constantly interrupted, and deep work is where the magic happens. Step 4, review, not just cram. Studying isn't about reading your notes the night before. It's about reviewing a little bit every day. 10 minutes a night. That's it. And by the time the test comes, you already know the material. See? Not complicated, not overwhelming, just consistent, just intentional. And that's what separates the people who succeed from the people who stay stuck. All right, here's the hard truth. You're not failing because you're not smart enough. You're failing because you're not honest enough. Honest about how you're spending your time, honest about what's actually holding you back, honest about the excuses you keep making. Let me ask you something. How much time did you spend on your phone today? Really think about it. 2 hours? 3? 5? Now, how much time did you spend studying, working on assignments, actually moving towards your goals? See the problem? You say you don't have time, but the truth is you're just not using the time you have. And I'm not saying this to make you feel bad, I'm saying this because this is the turning point. The moment you get real with yourself is the moment everything changes. Because once you stop lying to yourself, you can actually fix the problem. So here's what you need to do. Track your time for 1 day. Just one. Write down everything you do, every scroll, every video, every distraction, and at the end of the day, look at it. Really look at it. Ask yourself, is this how someone who's serious about their future spends their time? If the answer is no, change it. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Delete the apps that waste your time, set screen time limits, move your phone out of reach when you're working. Make it harder to fail, make it easier to succeed. Because success isn't about talent, it's about choices. And every single day, you're choosing, whether you realize it or not. So, choose better. Okay, so we've talked about the problems, now let's talk solutions. Real, practical, step-by-step solutions you can start using today. Fix 1, redefine success. Stop measuring success by grades alone. Start measuring it by effort. Did you show up today? Did you try? Did you push yourself even a little bit? That's a win. Celebrate it. Fix 2, build one habit at a time. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's how you burn out. Pick one thing, just one, and do it every day for 2 weeks. Study for 20 minutes, review notes before bed, wake up 30 minutes earlier. One habit Master it, then add another. Fix 3, find your why. Why does this actually matter to you? Not to your parents, not to your teachers, to you. What's the life you're working towards? What's the version of yourself you want to become? Write it down. Look at it every day. Let that be your fuel when motivation runs out. Fix 4, get uncomfortable. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you're struggling, when you're confused, when you're failing and trying again. So stop avoiding the hard stuff. Lean into it. Ask the dumb questions. Make the mistakes. Look stupid for a little while. That's how you get better. Fix 5, surround yourself with better. Your environment shapes you. If you're surrounded by people who don't care, who make excuses, who waste time, you will too. Find the people who are serious, who push themselves, who inspire you to be better. Or if you can't find them in person, find them online. Watch the right videos, read the right books, listen to the right voice. You become who you surround yourself with, so choose wisely. Look, I get it. You're smart. You've got potential. People have been telling you that your whole life. But potential means nothing if you don't do anything with it. And right now, you're at a crossroads. You can keep doing what you've been doing, keep making excuses, keep waiting for things to magically get better, or you can decide today is the day things change. Not because you suddenly became a different person, but because you made a different choice. You chose to be honest, to be intentional, to stop protecting your ego and start building your future. The students who win aren't the smartest. They're the ones who refuse to give up, who show up even when it's hard, who build systems and stick to them. And you can be one of them, starting right now. So here's your challenge. Tonight, before you go to bed, do one thing you've been putting off. Just one. Write one paragraph, review one chapter, plan tomorrow's schedule. Something small, something real. Because that's how change starts. Not with a massive transformation, but with one decision, one action, one step forward. You've got this. You've always had this. Now it's time to prove it. Let's go.